welcome to Sue's Kitchen. Today we're doing a curry sweet potato chickpeas. Delicious, easy to make, and taste so good. So let's get started. Okay guys, I have 2 sweet potato for this sweet potato chickpeas. I'm gonna peel these, wash them, and okay guys, here are the diced and washed sweet potatoes. We're just gonna add it to some water. We're gonna let that come to a boil. So there it is. We're gonna have that cook while we dice up our onions and olive oil. I just pour it in this bottle, easy to squeeze. So here I'm gonna put my olive oil. And while it's getting hot, I have my bell peppers. Ooh, it's nice and hot already. And I have onions. So 1 bell pepper, 1 medium onion. And to this, guys, I'm just gonna let that. We're gonna let that saute a little. So that I'm just gonna add a pinch of salt. I'm just putting the salt to help to soften everything up. Alright. To this we're gonna add some ginger in here. I have a tablespoon of ginger. I have some smoked paprika with peppers, mixed spice, a little bit more salt, black pepper. I have some turmeric and I have some curry powder. But right now, I'm just gonna put the ginger in. I'm not ready for the other spice yet. We're gonna put the ginger in. So the ginger is very good when you're making any kind of beans. Because you know sometimes beans can be a little gassy. So what the ginger does, it helps. Okay, so ginger in. Now guys, we're gonna add our sweet spices. So just dump all your spices in. And we're gonna taste the salt when we get further in the meal. Just to see where we're at with seasoning. So we're just gonna combine all of this. It's combined. We're not gonna add any liquid to it yet. So we're gonna let that sit for a minute. Let that sit for a minute. Okay guys, so after a minute we're gonna add our chickpeas. So the chickpeas I'm using today is actually fresh chickpeas that I had soaked and cooked. And what I tend to do, I tend to freeze them. So once I'm ready to make any kind of meal with chickpeas, I just put it in the sink and have it defrost, and I'm ready to go. Because you know, fresh is always best. So we're just gonna combine everything. We're gonna make sure all the chickpeas is covered with the curry. Pretty easy. You could add whatever you want to it. This one is all frozen. So we're gonna let this sit like that for a quick second for the seasoning to absorb into the chickpea, and it finished defrost. Because there is some chunks still in there that's still frozen. So let's have that sit for a little bit. While that is sitting, I have some parsley, fresh parsley that I'm dicing. I'm gonna add this fresh parsley to it once it's done. You could add fresh parsley, or if you have cilantro, you could do a little cilantro and a little parsley. Alright, I'm gonna just do a little cilantro, just a pinch of fresh cilantro and a nice chunk of parsley. We're just gonna put that on the finished product. So there we go. I dice it. Let me show you. There it is, freshly diced. Just roughly dice it. So we're gonna use this after. Okay guys, so here we are with the, so now we're gonna add, remember we have done the sweet potatoes earlier and it's all nicely cooked. So what I do here, I had no liquid to this because the liquid that I'm gonna use is actually the liquid from cooking the potatoes. So I'm just gonna dump all the liquid in along with the potatoes. If it's too much liquid, you can toss some. I want a lot of liquid in mine because I'm gonna cover it and let it cook for a little bit, because I did not cook the potato all the way, because as I said, I want the chickpeas to infuse with the sweet potato flavor. This, you know, the sweet potato tend to give it this sweet taste, so I want it to cook down in the broth from the sweet potato. So the water that you use to cook the sweet potato, that is what you're gonna add to the chickpeas so you can make your sauce, or we will call it gravy. So I'm gonna leave this covered. It's okay. I might add just a little bit more salt, just a pinch of salt. Always do salt to taste. The ginger is like banging in it, tastes real good. You could add pepper. I just add a little black pepper. You could add whatever pepper you want to spice it up. So I'm gonna cover this. So we're gonna cover it. We're gonna cover it and we're gonna let it cook for about 5 to 6 minutes. Okay guys, let's see what's going on with our chickpea. Ooh, look at this. That looks good. Good. All right guys, so to this now, we're just gonna sprinkle our freshly diced parsley and cilantro just on the top, just a little, just a little. Let's get it all in there and just stir it in. We're gonna have this with probably some rice, so we want a little gravy on it. We don't want it all the way dried out. So there you go, sweet potato chickpeas. Looking good, tasting good. Thank you for watching.